I quite like. I agree with what Joe's saying here. Amazon.
Yes.
What a coverage! I was loving it.
Watched it this evening. Watched it this evening. I'm catching up. I didn't watch the post race. Joe said the post race was great. But yeah, what a breath of fresh air it
Yeah,
was.
and
Something different.
it worked. It all worked. I thought putting up Adam Alexander in the booth for both the Xfinity and the Cup would be a bit repetitive, but he's found ways to make it different, and it was working. And having Dale in there as well, and now learning more about Dale's broadcasting background from that podcast he did with Rick Allen. If you haven't listened to it, I implore you go to, because he said he doesn't want to be lead play-by-play. He's done that. He's seen how much work goes into it. He doesn't want to do that. He's happy with what he's doing. And I think the booze dynamic sort of works. I was really worried it wouldn't. So I'm quite happy about that. And I'm excited to see when TNT take over, because it's the same booth, but we bring in new people. Larry McReynolds coming in, working with DW, working with Dale Jr. as well. And I'm really excited to see that there was a bit of a refresh and the change around. But the one big thing I'd say from Prime is the differences that American viewers saw in terms of ad breaks. Yes, of course, Prime had ad breaks, but they went in side by side, I think 10 times more. I think they did side by side 19 times during the race compared to Fox, who only did it 3 in the year before. And in terms of the actual ad break time, Fox had 2 hours of ad breaks in the race, whereas Prime, in terms of full screen, only had 45 minutes. So huge improvement. And people were kicking and screaming, but it worked. And also, I'm sure Matt might have mentioned this as well to you, Matt, the Oracle. The views of the other shows just go up and up and up. The YouTube stream that we were doing as well, at the end, the last 10 laps, up and 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 up, straight up, wanting to see the end of the race. So there's still people that aren't on Prime that I think need to get on Prime, because it is so
you can
good.
get a free trial and watch all of the races, which cover the Prime segment. So, of course, we've got the bracket challenge beginning this week at Nashville. Coverage was great. I'm a big Adam Alexander guy, have been for a while. He was excellent. The race was very good. Byron versus Hamlin for pretty much the bulk of it, until it fell apart for kind of both of them at the end, with Chastain sweeping through to win. You're right about the ads, and I'll say this again. I said this last week, somewhere. I said they don't need Prime. Do not need to go to adverts, because it's not a television channel. But because people are giving them money to show them, they will, and they've worked out a way of doing it with the side by side. And they had difficult to see from my viewing of it from YouTube from Prime, if that makes sense, when they went to full screen breaks, but that looked like it was either under cautions and when they had obviously the stoppage in the middle for the Memorial Day celebrations. Ross Chastain, the most impressive driver of the NASCAR season. He's doing a very, very good job in that Trackhouse team. Race was great. The tower was working. More on that in a minute.
Yeah.
More on that in a minute from the other side. That worked. Commentators were great. Coverage was really good. Much, just as I said, a breath of fresh air from what we've been used to all these years with Fox and with NBC to some degree.
I think NASCAR, we were all worried, but no, it's entering a golden age, I think, of broadcasting, because you're going to get the best of every world.
It will only boost. What's the one that the high tide races all boats? It'll only boost the others to go, oh, hang on a minute, we need to do something here.
And I'm going to very expertly cross now from a hot to a not.
Oh, okay.
How to broadcast a milestone race correctly compared to how to broadcast a race wrongly. What on earth was Fox on about? That was the worst Indy 500 I think I've ever seen in broadcasting.
Yeah, Matthew agrees.
Yeah, it had high hopes, strong start with the broadcast team. And it was, I don't know if the pressure got to them, but to me, it was fumble after fumble after fumble.
Yeah.
Do you notice the graphic? the graphic was changing every 5 seconds. And
Oh,
at one point we thought, because we found out last week that Maluka's a Grimsby lad, and we then also found out that he went to the same school as Megan, and we then found out that he actually lived when he was here near us, down our street.
really? Well, there you
yeah.
go. Well, you've got a dog in the
So
fight for the rest of the season now.
we were cheering him on when he took the lead of the race, and the graphic flashed up he was leading. I was like, he's leading. Oh, no, he's not. He's leading. No, he's not.
Yeah.
I was like, I wanted to punch it so much. But yeah, the graphics was annoying. I didn't like the start because you don't use the drone camera at the start of a race when you want to see the field coming up to the green flag moment. And at the end, you show the checkered flag.
Everyone's doing that at the moment.
It just didn't. This is the biggest spectacle. And Alex Palou, as I said, the most predictable winner has just won the most unpredictable race. And we were looking at Nolan Siegel backwards in the wall. What are you doing?
Well, yes, and we never saw a replay of that.
No.
They had to put it on social media on Monday because it never got shown on the broadcast.
I still haven't seen it.
I have. It's just a single car spin.
Right.
But if you were one of the 7 million people, well done to Fox for getting 7 million, or whatever the stupid number was that they had watching the race on Sunday. A lot of them hopefully were with us, shaking their head at what we were saying. The timing tower, we talked about this before, isn't great and wasn't working very well. Timing and scoring went down. Well, the TV side of timing and scoring went down completely twice, to use the Pep meme, twice during the race. I think they were flummoxed by the delay at the start for the Scotty Mac crash, which is the biggest knot of the whole season. Goodness me. You feel the ground wanting to swallow him up.
Can I punch Kyle Larson in the face, by the way?
See, this is I think the fun thing was, oh great, thanks, you've made us delay the start.
But
I think
still,
we've just for 40 minutes. I need to get somewhere else for my actual job, which didn't go well for him either.
To me, that just screams. That screams. He's only there to have fun. Everybody else is fighting for the championship. He's not there. It's a bit like a substitute teacher coming in and flipping off the headmaster. It doesn't really work, does it? It's just
no.
Yeah,
that's all gone down wrongly, and of course it's ignited the Larson versus Verstappen versus McLaughlin versus etc. greatest drivers in current motorsport cycles. I felt like it was a cookie cutter approach. As Joe, we do this for Daytona, copy and paste, no starting grid like the other races Fox broadcasted. Yeah, as I say, I think up until the Blackhawks, which was that was super hot.
That was cool.
I've already got a picture of that on my desktop on my work PC. As soon as Scotty crashed, it fell apart for Fox because Will's call of the start, which shouldn't have been free wide because the race was already beginning. No one explained to us that it was on lap 5 or 4, whatever it was, because the race hadn't officially started when Scotty crashed. And as Matthew's pointing out, the booth, the tower, the graphics, the sound mixing, and missing the winner taking the checkered flag, all a sum total of really poor.
I hope you caught it in the booth because as we did when they came back round, the timing tower started counting. So we thought, okay, this is lap 1, the race has started.
And the app was down at that point because we both went, me and Matthew, I think, both went to the IndyCar app to check to see what was happening while those laps were being run.
Yeah.
And you couldn't get onto the timing and scoring page on the app.
You might need multiview for that, actually, because there's a timing tower on there. That's the only reason we knew, because it started ticking up to 200. But it's a mess, the whole thing. And for what teased to be a great 500, ended in a bit of meh again.
Yeah.
And that's what everyone was feeling.
Yeah, and I think the TV stuff takes away from what happened on the racetrack because there was action, there was drama, there was things happening.
Hybrid worked.
Hybrid did work.
Yeah.
The second half of the race was fairly monotonous because not a lot was going on. Once it got single file, there wasn't much happening. And of course, we had those 2 lapped cars that weren't lapped cars in front of the leader.
Yeah, that was a bit weird when that happened.
Wow.
I hope my internet is not the one freezing. It might be.
No, you sound fine.
Oh, okay. I'm slightly worried because you were breaking up on my side.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, it was abysmal. The whole thing. They need to have a bit of a look at themselves, and it all started because they had Danica Patrick on.
No, that must be it, mustn't it?
Yeah, gotta be. We now got to put one in Canada as well. We ran 51 lap 51 about 7 times. We did, yeah.
We did.
Megan and me were both stood in the comments box thinking, "Is it really still lap 51? 51? Are we sure?" And we both looked at each other and went, "Yeah, we did it.
25-mile lap rather than 2.5 miles.